probably about a 6 foot long fish, very common this time of year.
And these guys are so cunning. He's seen that many lures and hooks and flies.
That is sport fishing action at its absolute best.
That is a cracker. Look at it. Oh!
The second part of our Kimberley adventure picks up where we left off last week, chasing awesome fish in this pristine wilderness.
I'm with Gary Fortescue, the skipper of the Oceaneer. Mate, a spectacular location. What sort of fish do we expect to catch in here?
Oh, barramundi and blue salmon, Rob.
They're pretty common in here?
Yeah, they are. This is Gibson Creek.
And what are we looking for? Snags?
Basically woody snags or little rock bars, just like we've got in front of us here.
And the water here at the moment's pretty muddy, and the barramundi can feel the lure long before they see it. So what you've got to do when you cast out is get it in the water. And one thing I really like to do is pause it and really crack the lure and twitch it. And what that does, that pulse going through the water, gets the barramundi out of the snag. And you'll find if you're doing that and everyone else on the boat is just winding gently, like the barramundi will come straight to your lure 9 times out of 10. So a really handy tip, whether you're fishing on your own or in a group, helps a lot.
Captain Gary Fortescue is taking us up a secret river to reveal a couple of his personal hotspots. And I gotta tell you, I'm psyched for a great day's fishing. You know, the more I see of the Kimberley, the more I like it. It's an awe-inspiring place. And that's a good enough reason to stop and flick a few lures.
Barramundi on here. Got a big fish for here. We'll just get him up and have a quick look. 60-pound leader there, so I can lift him straight in at that size. There's our barramundi there. I'll just get that lure out. Barbless hook's always very handy. Now these guys have got really sharp gill rakers, and it's not this one at the end that's the problem. It's this one here. It is as sharp as a razor and it only sticks out a little bit, but it'll literally shave your skin off. Very dangerous. You've got to be really careful of that. So if you're not sure how to handle them, get the guide or someone else to hold them. But what a beautiful fish. He's going to go back in the water because I reckon we're going to get some bigger fish here today.
Not long after that, the captain hooked up.
What do you got there, Gary?
Blue salmon.
Oh, and there's a heap behind him too. Look at that. There's a big school of them. Now they're a lot more aggressive, those, than the other salmon, aren't they? They tend to hit lures a lot.
They hit a lot more than the threadfin.
Yep.
Don't grow as big, unfortunately.
Now let's get him over this way, matey, so we can have a good look at him. See if you can unhook him. Now just, he's got to be really careful here. It's hooked up 2 ways. This is where you've got to be really careful. You don't want to get one set of hooks in you while the fish are jumping around. I'll just give you a quick look at him. Blue salmon. They've got that characteristic. If you got him there, can you show us those filaments there under his neck? There they are. All the threadfin salmon family have those. They use those for looking around in the mud for a feed. Now, good eating?
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Better than barramundi, they tell me.
I don't know about that.
Sure, we had good fun, but we had a barra hotspot to visit.
Okay, another cast, another barra, and there's another one swimming with him down below here. Right below here, there's two barras swimming with this fella.
There's a big school of them in front of this snag, so you can see how important it is to go with someone who knows their stuff.
You would think, other barra down there?
Yeah, another one with him. You would think that it would be easily, you know, you're 200 miles from anywhere, but there's a lot of barren ground where there are no fish. So you've really got to sort of get that local knowledge, or you can waste a lot of precious time looking for these fish, a lot of time. Let's
Look,
get him up
2,
quickly.
3, 4 barras, 5 barras swimming here, right here. See them?
Look, there's 2 over there, yeah, another one there. And your one on. Let's get your one in and get him off, mate.
I'm leaving him in here just at the moment, just so we're bringing them up.
Show people how many. There must be, what, 20, 30 barra on that snag?
At minimum.
There goes the lure. You've got to be real careful there. Notice I held that out. If a fish spits a hook, you don't want to cop it in the face. So keep it away. Whichever way your line's pointing, if it releases, that's the way the lure's going to go. And you should wear glasses. I just haven't got them at the moment because I want to see you. But very important to wear glasses. Everyone on board wear glasses and be wary of where that lure might go, especially with barra because they do spit the lures a lot. Let's get him back in the water. Another barramundi in the Kimberley. It's awesome, mate.
The captain was right. This was a good spot.
Go Kaka.
Go, Kaka. Get him up, mate.
Good fish. I'll give you the tip. Cack is a brilliant fisherman.
How's that, mate?
Cack, have another go. Of course, that snag.
Mate, honestly, that was a huge effort, eh? How long you been going? That's just the first day at it, eh?
Not bad, eh?
Magic stuff, mate.
A new day sees us venturing up another virtually unfished river, this time with a captain's son, Travis.
We're about to fish one of the many rivers, creeks and rock bars in the George Water area in the Kimberley. What's the plan, Travis?
Just gonna have a look around for a few barra, a few jacks, a few finger mark, whatever we find, Rob.
Sounds awesome, into it. Cast at the moment, just a little trevally. I'm going to pop him straight off. Travis has got us just inside a rocky point where the current's eddying round, and we've just got a little soft plastic on there with a curl tail, very common. There's lots of different brands, they all work. We're just casting it up current, letting it sink down with the current, and then just giving it a couple of kicks to attract the fish over, and staying tight on the drop, very important. So you can feel them suck it in, and then that's the way we're catching the fish.
You've got to get your fishing quick up here for more than one reason.
What's happened here is I had a catfish on. We're only in about 2 metres of water, and within 3 seconds of having him on, a shark has just hammered him. It really is just absolute carnage through here. As soon as something starts to shake like it's in trouble, something bigger just hones in on it and cleans it up. It's really a dog-eat-dog world out here. It's amazing. I've got myself a little barramundi on here. Is it practically a fish every couple of minutes here? The boys get a bit bored if they haven't caught something in 5 or 6 casts. I got him, Trav, she's right, mate. I just lifted him. I think so, yeah. Well, we've seen a few of them. Oh, there he is. Beautiful barramundi. One thing that gets me about the barramundi is their tail. Look at the size of it, and you'll notice that it's almost got like a double fork there and there, which allows them to sort of really, when they feed, they can come up on something like that and buff it, but they also sort of feed off the bottom like that as well. Really manoeuvrable fish at sort of slow speed, stalk up on their prey, and then that big mouth just goes whoosh. And quite a few of the lures we've had hit have been hit at a dead still, so twitch the lure, work it slow, and you could get onto a barramundi.
This spot was looking really promising, and where there's one barra,
have a look at this. A double hook up. My first cast hooked the barra, and Trav's first cast hooked the barra. This is amazing stuff. There's my fish. We'll see if we can land them both. And it really, look, I've said this time and time again, there's no one specific lure that works. You just need a good, strong lure.
Oh, I dropped him, mate.
Oh, you dropped yours?
I'll get another one.
Well, while I get this one, and we'll see if we can get another one, I should be able to lift this fish. I hope. He's a reasonable sort of barra, that one. A little bit bigger than the last one. I'll just get him up. There's another barramundi there. And we get that hook out and get him back in the water, mate. This is just a world-class sports fishery. Absolutely awesome. There he goes there. That wasn't long, that was about 3 casts into it, Travis. Yeah. Mate, do you see this stuff often, or is it like, are we having a good day?
Mate, you see it a fair bit, eh?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Travis Fortescue and his dad have been exploring the Kimberleys for a long time. You've pretty much grown up doing this stuff. I mean, is there any other aspirations to do anything? I mean, it's just a wonderful way to grow up. I can't think of anything better, you know? Do you ever say, I'd love to go to the cities or something like that? I mean, you got the dream job.
Nah, it's more of a lifestyle than a job, mate.
Yeah. A lot of people say, I've got the best job in the world, but I'll tell you what, he's not far off. Let's get this fish in. Another barramundi. There he is there. This place is going off. I think what we're going to do is see if we can find you a bigger fish, because there's some thumpers in here. With a bit of luck, we can catch you one.
what a barra bonanza.
You get that fish, my man, please. How big do you think? About 85, 90?
Yeah, about that, mate.
Yeah.
About 80, yeah, 85. Yeah, it's a good call.
There he is there. All right, we'll have to net this one. I'll just get the net under him. It's a little bit hard to lift the big ones. Okay, he's pretty much beat now. Trav's just going to lead him straight into the net. Yes, look at that. That's what you come here for, mate. That is an absolute ripper. Any more guesstimates on the length?
Nah, 85's about a good guess, mate.
There is a beautiful big barramundi now. Once a barramundi reaches 8 kilos, it's almost definitely a female. All barramundi start off life as males. They spawn once, maybe twice, and then they turn into females. So this fish has got to go back, and you'll also notice how I'm supporting that fish under the belly, never just from the lip alone and hang them with a big fish, because you can damage that area there that Travis is about to show you. You damage that and you can kill the fish, and you don't want to kill a fish like that because she can literally lay millions of eggs. Eh?
Yep, sure can.
What
Big
a buzz
breeder like that.
Eh?
Big breeder like that laid a fair few eggs.
Yeah. What a beautiful fish. Let's get her back in the water.
That's a casting.
Oh, that was a bow right there. What do you got there, Travis?
Just a little mangrove jack, Rob.
Okay. He's a fair size, not too bad. Geez,
A little bit bigger.
Aren't they a pretty fish? Look at the colours in him, eh? They're really sort of orangey red colour. And such an aggressive fish, mate. Look at the size of the lure he slammed, eh?
Yeah, they're aggressive, all right.
Yeah, and those teeth, mate. Look at the set of teeth. Okay, let's get the hooks out and put him back.
Horizontal Falls is the entrance to Walcott Inlet. There's a large bay on one side and the ocean on the other. So as the tide runs in and out, it needs to drain, creating Australia's fastest flowing tidal water.
In the Kimberley, tides mean so much, and no place is that more evident than here. As you can see, this is known as the Horizontal Falls. Now, tides here can be up to 9 metres difference between high and low tide, and all that water has to come through this gap here. And check it out, isn't that an amazing sight? We can't get through there today, it's just too wild, but we're going to have a good look around.
It sure makes for an exciting boat ride. It's got to be worth a photo or two. Well, maybe a few. The gorges up here are breathtaking, and the crew from the Oceaneer know where all the best scenic spots are. In the hot Kimberley sun, there's only one thing better than being on the water, and that's being in the water. Welcome to another of Captain Fortescue's secret spots.
One of the things about the Kimberley is that all the beautiful waterways you see are salty, and most of it is loaded with crocs and sharks, so you can't drink it and you definitely can't swim in it. And this is where local knowledge comes in. The guys from the Oceaneer has brought us up a little creek into a freshwater hole where it's perfectly safe to swim. There's no crocs, there's no sharks. The rest of the team's in. I'm going to go join them.
This little oasis was so refreshing, we were not about to leave in a hurry. But the promise of a mud crab dinner finally got us on the move.
A bonus of these trips in the Kimberley is a little bit of mud crabbing, especially during the middle of the day when it's a little bit hot to spend too long a time out fishing. So I've got Travis Fortescue with me. Now this is your standard mud crab setup.
Yep, just a normal drop net, Rob.
Okay, now that sits on the bottom like that. We've got a bit of trevally in there. The crab comes over, picks at the meat, and we lift it up. Now, how quick?
Yeah, not too quick, Rob, because sometimes you've got the crabs hanging underneath.
Yep.
And if you pull up too quick, they'll let go. But if you pull up slow, a lot of the time you get a chance just to flick them in the boat.
Okay, righto. So we find a spot here in a little creek that's sort of an offshoot of the main channel, yeah, and put them in sort of, what, maybe 15 feet of water, something like that?
Yeah, that's about a good depth.
Okay, now one of the interesting things up here is when you get that to the bottom, the float. Don't leave it in the water?
No, not if you can help it.
Why is that?
That's because of the crocs, mate.
Yep.
They love chewing on these floats.
Yeah. It look like a territorial sort of thing or something, is it?
They've just got a fascination with them.
So up in the tree, and it helps you find the float, I guess. Okay, we've got one pot in. We're going to put a few more in, and then check those in a minute. Check this pot here. Oh, there's one. Look at that. Mud crab, mate. 2.
Oh, double header.
Double header. How often does that happen?
Oh, a fair bit, mate.
Get another one, have you?
And when Travis said crocs love floats, well, he meant anything that floats.
Have a look at this. This is one of the hazards of mud crabbing. I've got a crocodile grab the float. Now, this happens a bit. They love the floats, Travis.
Yeah, they sure do. That's why we use gaffs to pull the floats.
And the really funny thing about it, the float in this case is actually a Gatorade bottle. Can you believe it? So what do you, I mean, they go for the nets as well, do they?
Yeah, they'd rather play with the floats than the bait, strangely enough.
We've got our mud crabs, another delicious feed, courtesy of the Kimberly. It's back to the ocean here to relax and get ready for a big day out on the reef.
Could be a gold fish.
Bottom bouncing. It's heavy, but it's fun. And up here in the Kimberly, it's very productive.
We've come about 15 mile offshore to a place known as the Lord Mayor Shoals, and we're going to do a little bit of reef fishing. Andrew, what sort of rig have you got there?
Rob, we've got a fairly standard bottom fishing rig for these sort of conditions. Enough weight to get us down 15 to 20 metres, which is what we want. A single hook, which is enough for this area, because there are certainly plenty of fish around. We don't need lots of hooks. We're going to get them pretty easily.
Yeah, okay. And a nice short dropper on that, mate?
That's exactly right.
Between there, which is very handy because you can let that down fast to the bottom and it can only go around the line a little bit, and it's sort of pretty stiff in there, so it doesn't tend to spin too much. Great rig. In comparison, I've got a running sinker rig. I've got 2 hooks on there, maybe for a mackerel or a shark. So I've got some knottable steel trace there as well so they don't bite through it. And then coming up there is my running sinker rig. Now with this rig, you fish that mid-water. Don't let it down as fast, because if you do, the bait tends to twist around the main line and the running sinker rig loses its effect, mate. Let's get these lines in.
Let's do it, Rob.
And see how we go. Dave Brown's sticking to something pretty big here. It's got a lot of power. No predictions just yet, but it's swimming straight under the boat and it's giving him some real curry. What have we got? Oh, look at this. It's a trevally and he's got friends with him. Look at that.
Yep.
Bernie Lippy from Ocean Air Adventures is hooked onto something pretty decent here on the game rod. It's a pretty heavy fish. He's got about 50-pound mono there. All right, we got colour on this fish now. It's a trevally of some sort. Watch him on the boat there, Bernie. What sort of trevally have we got? It's a GT, I think. There's lots of different trevally up here. We should be able to lift him in, hopefully. What do we got there? About 120-pound trace. Let's see what we can do. There he is. It is a giant trevally. And believe it or not, that's just an average fish for around here. And they are a strong fish. One of the strongest fish that swims, as you saw.
It seemed like everyone got to catch a fish, but that's what bottom bouncing's all about.
My brother Mark's just got a fish into the trace here. Now look at that, that's a trevally. That trace there was meant for a shark. It had a big live bait on it, and this trevally has just swallowed it whole.
That looks like a gold.
Trevally after trevally, we reel them in. And let me tell you, there's lots of different species of trevally.
How about the size of the golden trevally in these waters? Look at that, that's just an average specimen. An absolute hooter. We've caught a few even bigger than that. All right, a little shark on here, be some sort of whaler. These places up here, the reefs off the Kimberley, are absolutely loaded with sharks of all sizes, mostly whalers, but there is tigers and hammerheads. I'll just see if I can lift him. It might be pushing it here, if I can get to that trace. We got him up, there you go. Now, obviously if you don't know what you're doing, you don't handle a shark, but the best way to get them is on the top of the head like that. If you grab their tail, they can swing around and bite you. He's about your average size. Still not a bad eating fish at that size, but a sleek predator, and there's much better eating fish around, so we're going to get him back in the water.
Sharks are persistent, and when they arrive on the scene, it's time to go. The day's end, bringing to a close a memorable and exciting adventure to the Kimberley. I can't wait to get back here. The final resting place for the crew is where we started, at the Barley High Resort in Broome, a great holiday destination for the whole family.
Before I go, I'd like to say a special thanks to Tourism Western Australia. Check out their website or give them a call. They're sure to be a huge help if you're planning a trip up this way. Special thanks also to the people from Oceaneer Adventures, one of the best charter boats we've ever been on, and we had a ball. If you'd like to know anything more about today's show, check out the Fishing Australia website at www.fishingaustralia.com. Until we meet again, I'm Rob Paxavanis, and from all the team at Fishing Australia, we'll see you on the water.
Next week, Fishing Australia heads off to Churros on the Eurobodalla coast of New South Wales.